So yes, Ms. Lee, Kevin Samuels does speak for all high-value men in terms of their preference in a woman's aesthetic beauty and figure. Men with options simply do not want females who look like Chrissy Metz, and that's all there is to it. Today only, get all 5 volumes of Womanese audio, all 5 Womanese ebooks, How to Master the Game audio, How to Build a Quality Woman from the Ground Up, the Gold Digger Guide, and the Shit Test Guide absolutely free with the purchase of a CME virtual ticket. That's over $1,000 in courses free. Link in description and up above.
First thing I disagree with is that he does not speak for all high value men. All high value men do not want the same thing when it comes to a woman. Granted, every man wants a beautiful woman, but beauty is truly in the eyes of the beholder.
Here we go.
I may think someone's beautiful and my friend may think they're ugly. That's just life. But what dress size Kevin prefers should only be his preference.
Which brings me full circle to Miss Lee's statement that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Let's take a look at that definition, okay? The definition of beauty is in the eye of the beholder says that beauty cannot be judged objectively, for what one person finds beautiful or admirable may not appeal to another. Now, to some degree, this definition is partially true. Some men may prefer blondes. Some men may prefer women with large breasts. Some men may prefer women with small breasts. Some men have a thing for brunettes. The list goes on and on. And those things are what the definition is really talking about. The ancillary or the seemingly inconsequential physical traits that any given man prefers on any given woman. Now keep in mind, just because a man has a thing for blondes doesn't mean he doesn't find redheads or brunettes attractive or unattractive, right? Just because a man likes large breasts doesn't mean he wouldn't smash a girl who was an A cup. But where this eye of the beholder proverb is misused is by women who look like Loni Love. Yes, gentlemen, beauty is subjective on a very small level. As I just explained, hair color, cup size, body type preference, they all vary from man to man. But men with options, high value men, never prefer women who look like Monique. Okay, I have never ever seen a millionaire, a billionaire, a professional athlete, actor, recording artist, or any high value male with a significant other who looks like Raven-Symoné. And even if I did, one could safely assume that he has more than a few side pieces who meet or exceed his physical preferences in terms of female companions. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder isn't talking about chicks that look like Lizzo. Okay, it's not talking about women who look like Loni Love. No, it talks about the difference between a young Megan Good and a young Stacey Dash, right? A younger Scarlett Johansson and Amber Heard. It's not talking about the subjective difference between Megan Fox and Rebel Wilson, okay? It's not talking about the subjective difference between chubby Khloe Kardashian and hot Khloe Kardashian. So yes, Ms. Lee, Kevin Samuels does speak for all high-value men in terms of their preference in a woman's aesthetic beauty and figure. Men with options simply do not want females who look like Chrissy Metz, and that's all there is to it. The only subjective beauty that women like Brini Lee here discuss is the difference between a woman who looks like Kelly Clarkson and a woman who does not. I'm going to be dropping these all day, guys. And honestly, miss me with the guys who say they prefer plus-size women. Miss me with that. There's no such thing as a high-value chubby chaser, okay? There's no such thing as a man with options who chooses to be with women who look like Melissa McCarthy, okay? And you guys can also miss me with this plus-sized, spicy movie stars. That's a gimmick, nothing more. Nobody fires up the laptop to watch women who look like Precious getting it on in the bedroom unless they're either playing a trick on someone or showing their friends that this kind of nonsense actually exists on the internet. What Brini Lee and other women who look like Kirstie Alley need to get through their thick skulls is that beauty is not subjective, at least in terms of any given female's body type. As men, we have accepted that you cannot negotiate attraction like Rollo Tomassi says. we've accepted that as much as women would like to think they do, it is impossible for women to love unconditionally outside of their pets and children. Yes, there are small factions of men who do bitch and moan about the fact that most women aren't attracted to responsible, respectable men who make $60,000 a year, has good credit, is a homeowner, drives a Toyota Corolla. But the guys in this men-centric community very clearly understand that most average women are not attracted to most average men. We understand that most women wouldn't date or sleep with most men. It doesn't matter whether or not we think it's fair or not. Doesn't matter if we think it's right or not. We accept this hard and fast truth, and we make the necessary adjustments as we see fit, depending upon our goals. But modern women seem intent on calling women who look like Adele from 5 years ago attractive, rather than watching what she eats and hitting the gym. They'd rather try to convince us that women who look like Ashley Graham are every bit as attractive as women who look like Natalie Emmanuel. So for Brainy Lee to say Kevin Samuels doesn't speak for all high-value men in terms of their aesthetic preferences in women, that's typical.